I'd been planning it for a while, but as every guy out there will know, it takes a certain amount of motivation to get yourself going. So we've been talking about marriage for a while, and I just decided that it was the right time, really. I took her up somewhere nice in Kenya and proposed.
During the years she was known publicly as Prince William's girlfriend, Kate Middleton endured a relentless label from the British press, Waity Katie, a name dripping with condescension, meant to imply she was stubbornly holding on to a relationship that offered her no guarantees, loving a man for years without a ring to seal her place in the royal fold. But those who used it so freely could not see the truth beneath the surface, for in William's heart there still lay fragments of a life fractured long before Kate appeared, the aftermath of his parents' bitter divorce, the devastating loss of his mother in a tragedy that would haunt him for decades, and the heavy burden of being thrust into the furnace of royal duty from the earliest days of his boyhood, where every word, every expression, and every movement would be dissected before the eyes of the world. William was not a man dragging his feet out of indecision. He was a man who needed to know that the woman he chose could stand in the storm with him, that she would not be swept away by the relentless tide of expectation and scrutiny that came with his name. And Kate, quietly and without complaint, chose to stay. She stood beside him through the seasons when their romance was picked apart, when whispers filled the air about whether she was wasting her youth, when commentators speculated about her ambitions, her background, her suitability, and her patience became not a mark of passivity, but a shield she built around them both. For William, Kate was never simply a companion. She was the first person to make him feel that love could be a choice he made for himself, not an obligation written by duty or lineage, and in private moments he confessed, "I love her enough to make her the family I can choose for myself." Having lost his mother so young, he had lived with a hollow ache, an incompleteness that even the grandest halls of the palace could not fill, and what he craved most was not a crown or a title, but a home, a place where he could lay down the weight of the world and know with certainty that he would not be betrayed. Kate, with her calm steadiness, her quiet humor, and her unwavering loyalty, became that home. She did not demand the spotlight, yet when it found her, she carried it with grace. She did not rush the journey, for she understood that William was still mending pieces of himself that no one else could see. In the years before their marriage, they built a foundation stronger than the headlines that tried to diminish it, forged not in fairy tale illusions, but in the unglamorous truth of enduring commitment. And when the day finally came that William placed Diana's sapphire ring on her finger, it was not the end of a long wait, but the affirmation of a love tested by time, loss, and the relentless gaze of the public. Kate had not waited idly. She had chosen, every day, to stand by the man who would one day be king, not because of his crown, but because in him she saw the boy who needed a safe harbor, and in her he found the one place in the world where he could simply be William.